What's the story, guys? Welcome to What Happens Here podcast, season 2, episode 1. Faizon Love's in the building!
Hello, dear mama. Oh! You see something you like?
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Ho. H to the O.
I go to pick her up the next day.
Snowflakes by the O.
I told you I was a badass.
I guess even back then you can call me CEO of the O.
I am a woman with grandchildren. I was wondering if I could.
Definitely one of my favorite parts. What's the story, guys? Welcome to What Happens Here, episode 1 of season 2. We're live in Las Vegas. We are having a great time already, and it hasn't even started yet. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, this is our first episode in our brand new space, our brand new podcast. As you know, we started this about 3 months ago. We did 20 episodes in the first 4 weeks, and now we've moved into a brand new place here at Show Creative Studios, and we are pumped. Oh, my Lord, what have we got today? I tell you what, this king of comedy is royalty in American culture. Let me tell you, this man, in 30 years of his accomplishments, they are second to none. This guy has now imprinted himself in the mind of American culture. His 100% keeping it real, no brash, take no prisoners attitude makes me think that this man is Australian. Because he don't take no shit. Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome to the podcast? We got some love in the building, Mr. Faizon Love.
Man, that's a great intro. I mean, how am I going to live up to that?
Well, see, I only do the intros for the big wigs in here, brother. Welcome to the show, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Now, just so you know, that's a microphone that you've got in front of you there.
Okay.
Yeah, we just wanted to clarify.
Clearly, your guy was.
We wanted to clarify. Everyone's just so helpful here at the show. What's happening, man? Welcome to Vegas. I can see that you went for a walk today.
From the car here.
That was. I mean, this 115 degree heat will kill you.
Bro, I think it's the stomach that's gonna get me because no, I actually live here, so.
Oh, you've been living in Las Vegas?
It's about the second year, but I think I'm gonna move because I just had a daughter. I was explaining. I don't see it raising a kid here.
Daddy love. Daddy loves a daddy now. Wow,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
How old is she?
She's a year, so I'm probably being overzealous, but you got to raise her right because no shortcuts for her.
Well, especially in this day and age, everything's changing now.
Everything's changing. People are crazy as.
You can say that.
Oh, people's crazy as franchise. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So that's the new plan is trying to figure out where to raise her.
Now, which one of your movies is she definitely not going to be allowed to see?
She's not gonna know anything, probably. But she loves looking at herself. I was like, what? You take a picture of her, she's waiting to see it. Like, let me see it. Like
At 1 year old.
Yeah. Like, how do you know? I'm like, what do you? She's like, let me see it. Without saying a word, she's like, no. Let me see it.
It's instant gratification these days with the photo.
Yeah.
You remember when we were growing up and we took photos, you'd take it, you'd have to develop it.
Yes, you
all
have
right,
to
then
wait
you'd have
weeks.
And especially if you had some sneaky photos in there that maybe weren't supposed to be in there, those people copied that and kept it in the second drawer. You know, they did. I'm telling you, they did. But listen,
We
man.
didn't take sneaky photos like that.
You don't do that anymore?
We never did.
You never
because
did?
It's like somebody had to see it first.
Right.
So if you took a picture of your dick, somebody saw it first.
Yeah, but if it was a big dick, then it doesn't really matter, right? If it was a small one, then you'd have a problem.
Still, it's like, listen, it went from your camera to a guy going, whoa, it's a big dick. Here you go.
Great Christmas shots with the family.
Photo mat. Remember Photo mat?
Yeah.
We had to go to Photo mat
Yeah.
and pick your shit up and like, hey, by the way, I saw your dick.
So what's happening, listen, Faizon, for those of you that don't know who you are, which obviously everyone in the world knows who this man is,
trust me,
but
this-
if you don't, if you're uneducated on this royalty of the TV, stage, and screen. Can you just give us a brief overall of your story, Faizon?
Oh man,
I know, and you know what? The hard part about having this guy on the show is that he has done so many different podcasts. I had so much fun. Researching him, but trying to work out a question that he hasn't been asked. That's why I threw in the dick pictures with the photo. Like I just thought, you know,
no one ever talked about.
I wanted to break the ice by talking about Faizon's dick
pics
pics.
and my daughter. It's kind of how she got here. Like,
what the hell's going on with these Australians? So what's going on, man? I know the industry's kind of changed a lot since this whole quarantine.
Industry is over.
Is it over, or has it come to a slight halt?
Okay, everything we know about the industry is over. Like, this is the new studio. If you see a lot of those broadcasters are broadcasting from their home, the producer's like, hell yeah, there's no money in that.
Yeah.
Put a camera up there and boom.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a bad thing. It's like radio and TV.
Yeah.
So, film, like, we're doing a television show. We haven't shot this third season because they have all these new rules.
So how does that affect it? Can you shoot it all, or you have to wait until it goes back to phase 3, or what's the deal?
You can't see every time you shoot a television show or a movie. There's hundreds of people there.
Yeah, yeah,
hundreds of people there. People bringing lights. Hey, that's a microphone right there in front of you. There's that guy. There's the wardrobe pulling at you. There's there's so many people involved. So they're trying to figure out how to bring all these people together and separate them at the same time, which is not going to work.
Well, especially because everything's online now. Like, you see all the concerts that they're doing, everything's online. The EDC concert here, which is one of the biggest festivals through the year in Las Vegas, they're selling tickets online so people can watch it online.
I was in the day it hit. The day I thought it was serious was I was in Austin, and they canceled the South by Southwest. It was coming that 2 or 3 days. They were like, South by Southwest is canceled. And I'm like, yo. And then we had to go to New York. And we got to New York, and it was like, we're canceling, what's the holiday white people dress in green and all that shit?
St. Patrick's Day?
I was like, you canceling the white day?
Black people celebrate St. Patrick's Day as well, brother.
I don't think so.
No, you don't think so? You don't drink whiskey and
yeah, we did. That's Tuesday. Like, if Teddy Pendergraft is playing, we
yeah, right.
we playing.
Yeah,
but it's like when they canceled that day, I was like, oh, this is real serious. I was in New York, upstate New York, and it got serious. But and doing stand up, we do get bonuses for shows. So say like you do 5 sold out shows, and they're all sold out, and and more people come, we get bonus. They had to cut back people. So instead of doing 400 people show, we had to do like 160.
Oh wow! Yeah,
that.
Well, it's happened to the industry here in Las Vegas. As you know, not a lot, all of the shows are closed down now. Cirque du Soleil's gone bankrupt. Blue Man Group are done. All the shows in Las Vegas, there's zero entertainment here right now.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. And so what they're trying to do is they're trying to work out ways for people to come back in and see these shows. Let's do half capacity. Let's do everybody wearing masks. Let's do a temperature check at the front door before you walk in. Hopefully it's not the old-fashioned way that they do the temperature check, because I think it would be
I'm
good.
out.
But yeah,
I'm out. I don't need to see blue people that bad.
Well, you know what, though? It's like, so you have a lot of things changing in your life right now. For one, obviously your career's changed because of this whole pandemic. For two, you're becoming a father. You're living here in Las Vegas. Your industry and your the way that you earn your money is changing. Are you worried about that?
No, never worry. Never worry. I've been through too many battles and too many to worry, to be scared. But it's actually exciting to see how and what
and change.
Like, okay, what do you? Because every day I sit back, I smoke a cigar, and I'm like, what the fuck am I going to? I've always been interested in doing sound design for film and television. And so I've been messing around with that. I'm messing around with music. I've always been in the studio with these guys. And I've always, hey, what is that? What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you mix? What are you doing that? So I've been messing around with that. It's just really this is the time to really regroup and find out what you really want to do. Because I'm 52 now.
Man,
So
you haven't aged a bit.
Shit. You see them stairs? I saw them stairs like, God damn.
Can we bring the podcast downstairs?
Can y'all bring that shit downstairs?
Pick it on the table and bring that shit downstairs. Faizon's here.
So
Yeah.
it's that do I want to write? So obviously I'm going to spend time with my daughter and raise her. So maybe I was thinking maybe this is time to kick out, because a lot of times
Really? Time to kick out.
yeah, a lot of
30 years and you're going to kick out?
35, almost 40. Almost.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like if I haven't did what I'm supposed to, maybe it's time to do something else, or write or something, or
Yeah.
where I can spend time at home and raise her, and not be so like, because if it's a regular week, I'm doing the show, leaving Atlanta, and then going to Raleigh, North Carolina to do a show for 5 shows for the weekend, and back.
Yeah.
So
So you're on the road a lot too, where you were.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's where that's.
Is that what you enjoyed? That the stand up? Is that your thing?
I was really, Chris Rock told me about 10, 15. It's been about 15 years ago, I think, 2009. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing? You're just lazy," which is true, because I was focusing on the acting. And acting jobs, you might do 1 or 2 a year. And
Yeah.
sit by the pool, eat a hamburger, and wait for somebody to call.
Yeah.
And then that's when it changed too. It's like, you can go on, you can be on the road. Are you crazy? You fucking lazy.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? And I started working back on my act, because I started as a stand-up.
Yeah.
And once you start doing movies, you're like, I'm not going to Omaha. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm not getting on no plane. And,
Yeah.
Hey, y'all. But that, if you look, a lot of guys were out there doing stand-up.
Yeah.
It got actually, it was too many people.
Right.
So the clubs were, some of the clubs were assholes.
Yeah.
They would fuck you on your bonuses and shit, like, because they knew somebody else was coming next week.
Right.
So they'd be like, nah. I remember one time they were bringing in chairs. This fucking club in Kansas City, these fucking cunts.
That's an Australian word. We use that a lot,
Oh, really?
Yeah, oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
but we use it in a good term. You're a good cunt. He's a fucking good cunt, that guy.
These are bad cunts.
He's a fucking tough cunt. Fuck that cunt,
Fuck, excuse me.
No, that's okay.
Kansas City Improv, the worst improv ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Where they were really, everybody walked in there wanting to whoop somebody's ass. Like, are you fucking crazy?
And what era was this?
2 years, last year.
Oh, was that?
This was last
Oh,
year.
really? They still haven't got their shit together.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
But it's by design, because there are more improvs, and you're going to need to go work.
Right.
So what they figured is, like, you're not going to, me, I'll be like, fuck you. I'll go to, I'm always, fuck you first. Respect me first.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And do you think that came more with when you started becoming an actor? Do you think you got the more respect in the comedy clubs then than you did prior to that?
No. It's just, we didn't know the business
Yeah.
of fucking motherfuckers in the stand-up.
Yeah.
So now the clubs are like, we need you.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Now they have a legitimate way of going, we can't pay you because we can only put 100 people in here. But there were good clubs to me, like Helium, in Philly, and the Comedy House in Baltimore, were always honest.
Yeah.
Always honest. The Loft in D.C., always honest.
Yeah.
So you would always go to those clubs. So now they need help. I don't mind going back to help them. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, don't worry about it. let's just get some.
What goes around comes around. You do good by me, I'll do good by you.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you've kept a lot of company with some huge people from the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Did a lot of those people that you hung out with in your younger days, did they have a huge influence on the way that your career went or your comedy style, or was everything just adapted from you, or did you get a lot of help with that from? I mean, you've got an amazing list of people that you've hung out and worked with.
I mean, no, I don't know. We were just around, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We were, because there was nothing for us to do but hang around, chase pussy, smoke weed, and eat Popeyes.
Yeah.
That was it.
That's a Tuesday.
No, that was and a Wednesday. I mean, while we were over at with Snoop and them, because they had the weed and they had the Popeyes, and we would go over there and be like, talk to them, be rolling joint, like really, and rolling and leave. Me and Chris Tucker, and we would just hit studio, Skip Sailor. I mean, all just hang out.
Yeah.
And then they would come to the comedy clubs. I remember Tupac told. He didn't like people talking about, because Chris had this joke about his mama telling his mama.
Do you remember the joke?
He's like, Tupac, why you tell everybody I'm on crack, nigga? You tell them my goddamn business, Tupac. And Tupac was like, y'all the only ones who can talk about me, because he didn't like it, but it was all good. I mean, we all meshed, the music. That's why hip hop and comedy has always been together.
Yeah.
Russell Simmons used to come to this comedy club in Harlem called the Uptown, and that's where he got the Def Jam Comedy Club from. It was a little small. It's no bigger than this room.
Really?
No bigger than this room, and it was a sweat box on 125th Street, and you just raw talent. Tracy Morgan. Oh my God, I'm getting old.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah,
he was great.
Oh man, Flex was in there. Flex was a dancer who turned comedian. Oh my God, I can't believe it. There's a lot of funny guys came out there, and that's where he saw. That's where he created Def Jam from.
Yeah.
That.
Well, you mentioned a lot of these comedians, and you talk about Chris Tucker a lot. Obviously, you guys have worked together. I kind of remember hearing a story about you that you were invited to Neverland to go and hang out with MJ, but you didn't go. Is that something that you regret not doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that and the
I
reason
felt like
why?
an asshole.
Because you were on the same train as everybody else.
Yeah, I was like, the fuck, I'm not going up there and he's fucking with kids and Chris like, are you fucking stupid?
Yeah, yeah.
It didn't set with me. I'm like, yeah, whatever. That's what they said.
Even though it was Michael Jackson.
Listen, if you fucking with kids like that, I don't want to have nothing
absolutely, 100%. But obviously, Michael was innocent, right? That was just a lynching.
But see, all the news. See, like I'm saying, all the news was saying all that bullshit, and then Chris was like, no, you crazy. And then I remember seeing Michael at his. It was Michael and Eddie Griffin was actually with him.
Yeah, but he was in Eddie Griffin's limousine going to the trial. Is that right? They were smoking weed in the limousine. Is that right? Oh, Mike, sucking on a big speedboat.
And I was like, Michael, he was late.
Yeah.
And then one time he showed up in his pajamas, and I was like, there's no way this man is guilty.
Yeah.
Because when you guilty and you go to court, and court start at 8, you there at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah.
Because you know you're guilty.
Yeah.
Michael was like, I don't give a fuck. This is some bullshit.
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, damn, I owe this man an apology. So that's why when you hear stuff about Bill Cosby, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. That shit don't even sound right. That's some bullshit. They was calling Michael Jackson the Jackal and all this shit. But I think it was just because he was like, he fooled them all with the smart shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, he was like, he wasn't buying gold chains. He was buying publishing.
Yeah, the Beatles, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So
Paul
that-
McCartney was still pissed off at him for that.
I heard Spielberg didn't like him no more. I was like, why did Spielberg not like Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
So it was something more to it than what people were saying. So now when people say shit, especially like Bill Cosby, I'm like, what the fuck you mean he was raping bitches in 1642 and you just fucking found out? Are you fucking crazy? This doesn't even sound right. Like,
He was 21 in 1642.
right. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Someone he had too much power. He had no fucking power in the 60s.
Yeah, yep.
He was still a nigga.
But he's still in jail, right?
He did more time than fucking Tekashi.
That's right. Oh, my
How
Lord.
the fuck did somebody get out of jail because they might have the code? I've never, ever heard of that.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of that? No. Never heard of someone, he might get the code. Let him out of jail. Are you fucking, these motherfuckers making sandwiches in the toilet.
Yeah.
The fuck you mean he might catch COVID-19? Are you, it's so weird. I don't know what the fuck, man.
It's funny, there's a lot of lynchings of even to this current day with what's going on with the celebrities at the moment. You got people talking about Tom Hanks. You've got people talk, with the Epsteins and the Weinsteins and the Fucksteins and whatever they are. The Fucksteins. I'm not sure if that's an actual family. I think it was back in the 70s, the Fucksteins. But there's a lot of lynching that's going on with these people, and I think a lot of people are going to be brought down over these next few months with all this talk.
Because they talk and it goes away.
They talk and it goes away, and then the next thing comes along, right?
Talked and it goes away. Like I'm like, why go so hard on R. Kelly but not everybody else?
I think that in the beginning, R. Kelly and Michael Jackson were used as these are what these guys are doing. We're going to attack them. So everybody else that was doing the same shit's like, whew, got a bit of a breather now. They're putting everything on R. Kelly and Michael. But now that that's out of the way, other shit's coming to the surface.
It's trust me. It's
Kind of sucks for the industry, right?
It's just in life, not even the industry.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
in life.
No, you're right. You're right.
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, kids got it hard enough as it is, and now you're gonna,
Yeah. Especially now. Especially
Not my
now,
kid.
right?
I mean,
no, your kid.
You listen. My kid has any problems, we won't go. We don't need no court. We don't none of that shit.
Yeah. Old school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Is
ain't
that how
gonna
you're
be-
going to bring her up, Faizon? Old school, like you and I were brought up?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the
Yeah.
best way, right?
Yeah. It's like.
I mean, because the day and age, the way the kids are now, especially with social media, and you see the way that some of these kids carry on, these 15, 16-year-olds.
Oh my god.
It's like, oh my God, if I did that when I was that age, my dad would have whooped me something
I
stupid.
mean, my father used to. I used to read these Bruce Lee magazines. And I would go to sleep with the light on. My father would come in, bow!
Turn the light off. Yeah.
Fuck, you got that light on. Look at this Chinese people. I was like, look at them Chinese people. This is Bruce Lee.
Yeah. Yeah. He was Chinese, though.
Yeah. With you.
And that is the microphone. Bruce Lee was Chinese. Michael Jackson was innocent.
Like, so I, it's a weird world. So I try to, stay out of it, but it's hard,
It's hard because you don't like to hold your tongue. You like to say it how it is, keep it 100. It's so hard to do it in this PC age right now.
You can't have a fucking opinion about anything.
Yeah.
And these kids are so fucking stupid. Oh, what do you mean? Like I said last week, like, personally, I don't think Jay-Z ever sold dope. Or it's just a image he created to sell records. I get that.
It's kind of like Tekashi, right? Thinking that he was a blood to make
And
to get that
that's the
image.
most disrespectful ever.
Right. Absolutely.
Ever.
Yeah.
Because it's like New Yorkers have a thing called 5%ers. It's
Yeah.
not really, but no. What if we just took people in California and said, okay, we're gonna call it 17%ers, and we're gonna make up our own rules?
Yeah.
They would be pissed.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with the gang thing. Like it's glorified gentrification, but it's a code to it.
There's a street code to it, right?
There's a-
which is as you got to stand by that, like you have to do the law.
You have to, because we know who's who's what and who's what and who's what not. You know, like when he said he's a blood, I'm like, he's a blood. Blood is not the gang. Number one.
Yeah, explain that. Explain that.
Blood is what we say.
Blood is what we say.
Cuz is what they say.
So,
The Crips now don't even know the Crip moniker. There's a Crip moniker
right.
that I haven't heard for years. And that's we don't die, we multiply. I was like, they don't even say it no more.
Yeah.
Because it's these fake Crips. But the real Crips, no, we don't die, we multiply.
Now, the real Crips, they're probably the OGs of these days, right? There's no real young.
There's some young, there's some young ones.
There is?
Oh, yeah, in LA, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, listen, I'm not glorifying it, but I know that. I know that this is what I do know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know when I see a real young dude and I talk to him like, yo, come on. Because like I say to people in New York, you don't if you want to just kill your brother and sister, you don't have to be in a gang. You just call it genocide.
Right.
You don't need to you don't need to make up something, because when I went to New York in the 80s, they was dancing. It's like, what did you say?
The New York City Breakers.
Yeah.
Crazy Legs.
I was fascinated by that.
I was fascinated by that too, brother.
I was like, yo, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Because where we come from, it was like we was wearing khakis and croaker sets, and it was like, yo, what are all these Pumas? Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Beat Street, baby. Beat
Oh, this is before Beat Street. This is
like early.
I remember I wanted to buy this jacket as a bomber jacket, and I was gonna stay in because I was actually gonna stay in the Bronx, and my father was like, I said, I need some money to buy this bomber jacket. Jacket like $150. Oh wait, you ain't wear no jacket in California like that. I'm like, I ain't coming back to California. Oh yes, you are. You don't need no big ass jacket like that. That jacket is for zero weather. This jacket is this thick. So I was fascinated with it. You know what I'm saying? And back then it was only like really the Zulu nations and Latin Kings, which they used to say blood all the time. And I was like, oh, what? So now to hear Tekashi and all these people talk about blood and what's this other nigga, Dave East? I was like, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing? You know?
Yeah.
So
He's making money though.
I don't know, is he?
Well, apparently he had a new record deal before he even came out of prison.
How about that one?
That's never been done before, has it?
Doesn't that seem a little suspicious?
It does seem a little suspicious.
It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I got a record deal before I even rap.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. I know.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, there's no comparison to the old days. Now,
And he's a Crip. I was like, what?
I know,
I
right?
was like, come on, knock it off. Knock
Yeah.
it the fuck off. I mean, if they met a real Crip, I mean, I don't know if I don't think they know what really to do. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
But I mean, when you say you can see one from just looking at someone that's real and original and not fake, is that just in?
It's in them, not on them.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
They're dressed up.
Right.
They're dressed up in rags and shit. Like,
Yeah.
all Crips don't wear that.
Yeah.
You might see him a Crip trying to go get a job or something. You ain't gonna know.
Yeah.
But open his mouth, you know, these kids ride or die on that street.
Yeah.
You know, this one kid told me he was in Atlanta. He said he's representing the 60s. I said, how you going to represent Rolando? And he didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. I said, how you represent Rolando? He's like, what? I was like, thank you. People from the 60s know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know why genocide is so popular in our neighborhoods, but we grew up with it, and it didn't start. It started with us with football.
Yeah.
And somebody being from the other side, and then after the football game, we start fighting.
Right.
So then, you know, we started naming. You know, I was there when we named our set. You know, so.
But doesn't a lot of that come with like boys coming into manhood as well, and sports and competitiveness and trying to prove who you are? Doesn't necessarily mean that that's just normal boyhood for me. I mean, that's how I felt growing up as well. Obviously, the culture's a little bit different over here in the United States compared to Australia. Australia's so backwards when it comes to culture, when it comes to American culture. Australia is very, very backwards.
I mean,
not now. I mean, that's. I mean, have you been to Australia, right,
Yeah,
Faizon?
Sydney,
You've been
yeah.
to New Zealand. You've been to
Yeah.
Australia.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you eat the food there? Unbelievable, right?
Oh my god.
Yeah. The food, the beer,
Oh my
the
god.
seafood.
We had so much fun.
Yeah.
I stayed under the bridge in Sydney.
In Potts Point there, near Potts Point.
Potts Point is
Just right near the bridge there, just around the corner from King's Cross.
I was
You went there, Faizon. Come on, man.
I was right under the bridge.
Yeah, wow. Amazing, right?
Yeah, it's a hotel right under the bridge.
You doing comedy there in the comedy clubs?
No, we were promoting couples retreat,
Couples retreat.
and we were doing. That was a stop there. We had a bunch of fun. What's that? Boingo Beach.
Bondi Beach.
Bondi Beach. Ate at a steakhouse there, and they were telling us about all the sharks. I was like, no problem.
Yeah, South Africa and Australia have the biggest great white sharks in the world.
Yes.
We caught one down there in Sydney, and we cut it open. You know what we found inside? 3 Filipino fishermen. That is not a... No, that's only a joke. Listen, Australians, we tell a lot of yarns. Over here, you call it a bullshit artist.
Yeah.
In Australia, we call it... We like to have a few
yarn.
yarn. Yeah, have a bit of a yarn. So you liked Australia, Faizon?
Oh yeah, I loved it.
It's expensive, though, right?
I don't remember it being expensive. I remember this is what I remember. My iPhone cord that went out, right? And I said, damn, I gotta go down to the iPhone place. And let me find a Mac place. So I'll go down there and I'm seeing people looking like, what the fuck is right? I'm like, oh, they racist down here. Right? I go straight to that, right? Then I get to the I get straight to the Apple place. This is a funny story. I get to the Apple place and people are looking at me. And I was like, and nobody's helping me. I'm like, excuse me, can a brother get a card? And the guy I had an attitude, and the guy was like, hey man, are you Faizon Love? And I was like, look at the whole head. He says, oh no, everybody in the store, we can't believe it's you.
Yeah.
And they told us not to mess with you.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
So they were like admiring me.
No.
It was totally cool. He says, I said, I can't remember to get a cord. He said, here, take this cord. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah. Australians love American
I was
celebrities.
like, what? It was cool as fuck.
Yeah.
So they all met them, some people from Apple, and some football players.
From the NRL, the rugby league.
Met at the hotel.
The real football, right?
Yes.
You
Yes.
seen that?
Yes.
The real football.
Met at the hotel. We had a party on top of the hotel. We had a blast there. Trust me.
Did you think that when you went there, because it's such a far place away, did you have a disconnect thinking, these people aren't going to know who I am?
Definitely.
Yeah. So then when you
Definitely.
go there and realize that
Definitely.
American movies are so big in Australia, everyone would have known
Definitely.
who you were over there.
Definitely.
And that would have made it feel better, right?
It was dope because
Yeah.
I'm saying everywhere we went, they were so nice. Everybody was nice.
Right.
And like, we were the zoo and we went around the bay and.
Yeah.
I said I actually wanted to shoot my stand-up special at the Opera House.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I was asking the people, you think I can fill this place?
Yeah.
They're like, no, people will come. Trust
yeah,
me.
absolutely.
And I was like, oh hell yeah! So I was, it was so hard to go down there and do that stuff because of the government and all that.
Oh, especially now.
Yeah.
There we go. Why do we keep saying especially now? Especially now.
It's a rap now. I should have did it back then. It was like,
So, do you drink coffee?
no,
You're not a big coffee drinker?
no. I'm trying to get off Coke. I mean, cola.
I just went when you said that. I was like, what? What'd you say? Got some grumbling in the tummy down there. I want to talk about one of our sponsors right now, just real quick. I want to talk about some of the tastiest, the finest, the most delectable coffee here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Founders Coffee, who is a proud sponsor of What Happens Here. Guys, if you want to go down to Durango, it's right across the road from IKEA. Go in there and tell them that Marcus sent you. It's the best coffee in the business.
I know where that place is.
You know where that place is?
Yeah.
We have a mutual friend that hangs out there a lot, don't we?
Do we?
Yeah.
Lethal?
Yeah, do we want to introduce Lethal? What's going on right here?
They can't see you?
We can see him. How are you, Lethal? What's going on, brother?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good, man. Thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Good to be here. Thanks for having us.
You're
Just
here.
a microphone.
That's a microphone right there. Are you
All
here to
right.
support your brother, Faizon
Oh, yeah,
Love?
this is my guy,
Tell
man.
the people who you are, man, and what you do, because you have a massively interesting story as well. We didn't plan on you coming in today, but I'm stoked that you're here, brother.
Oh, thank you very much.
course.
Glad to be here. Yes, I am a songwriter, American songwriter and producer. I produced Tupac, Snoop Dogg, Warren G, Nate Dogg, New Edition. I'm currently producing Thelma Houston. She has a new great disco song coming out called I Still Love You. It's incredible. So look for that real soon. Thelma Houston, if you don't know, she's the first lady on Motown to ever get a Grammy.
Is that right?
Disco Hall of Fame. So yeah, look for a great record for her. But yeah, I love coming out here in Vegas to drink some of this Founders Coffee. It's the best in the game. And then, Faizon's my guy. He's the best. He's a genuine guy. So, hey, we're happy to be here.
You guys known each other for a long time from back
Yes.
in the day?
Yes. From
So back
music.
in the day, in the 80s days?
90s. Yeah, 90s. Yes, indeed. With great memories, yes.
Yeah.
Great friend.
So obviously you just mentioned a lot of absolutely amazing names there. What's keep you inspired to stay in this industry and to keep pushing forward and to keep pushing the mark of great artists? What gives you your inspiration of today in this day and age?
Well, the power of music is just so universal. No matter where you go, everyone's listening to music. If they don't know the language, if the beat is good, the melody is good, they're going to sing your song. So it's a universal language, and I think it's a great way to bring everyone together, all the different cultures. So I like to use that music to bring people together. So, I give back teaching kids now. That's my give back, and, nonprofit kids in Long Beach and areas such as that. But music is what brings us together, I think. Even if we don't know each other, you can play a song and everyone will get out on the floor and dance to it. So let's bring a little bit of love in the world and bring it together with a little bit of music. And then, we make babies off of music as well.
That's it.
Yeah.
What were you listening to a year ago, Faizon?
Oh, man. Are you kidding me? My music is crazy. I mean, you ever heard of Zach Brown?
No, I haven't.
Any some Zach Brown fans? I was listening to him on the way up here. I'm everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. I mean, I want to put out a country album.
Really? That would be...
Oh man, I love music. So
You play music?
no, I in my car on my headphones. No, I'm trying to get into it. I mean, I've been around these guys for years. I mean, they're it's understated how dope they are. I mean,
Man.
they to put together a beat out of pieces of
Sound?
music is nothing but just pieces of sound.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
they just put it together, and that makes the harmony, and it's like,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I remember DJ Quick. I remember listening to a track he was doing. I was like, damn, and he wasn't satisfied.
Right.
He said, I said, what are you doing now? He said, I'm stacking the snares.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But the kids now don't know the art of recording.
Absolutely. I agree 100%.
There's an art to it. I mean,
Yeah.
there's some machine that you just, it's a song.
Yeah.
So, like the song like Thelma Houston's, them songs, they stand up. You can put a Teddy Pendergraft, Harold Melvin, and to any song, and it's going to stand up.
Yeah.
The fatness of it,
Yeah.
the strings, a Michael Jackson song, it's going to stand up.
See, do you think that the songs of the day and age of our industry, I like to call the goosebump industry, where you would listen to a song and automatically your body would be filled with goosebumps. That doesn't happen so much anymore.
No.
You know what I mean? And I like
Everybody's talking about they selling it. We sell dope, nigga. We sell dope. Everybody sell dope. There's not enough dope in America.
Yeah. But you know what I mean, right? That goosebump feeling of like tingles when you
Listen, the guy Zach Brown. I'm not. I mean, he sings country, but he's got some R&B shit to him.
Yeah.
And then he does the island shit. And I mean, there's a couple Goosebumps songs if you go to, just to grab. What's the guy? I forgot his name. He sings. You hear it down south all the time. Hunting, fishing, and loving the family way. It's what is it called? Hunting, fishing, and loving the family. It's just about being with your family and going hunting and fishing.
Yeah.
But it is a Goosebump song because you hear what he's saying. It's like, listen, this is all I want to do is hang out with my family, hunting and fishing, and do this.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nah.
And it's honest.
It's honest and it's real and it's come from inside their soul. It wasn't just written down and then produced and then sung. It actually had some meaning to it. And for music to be successful, from what I know, it has to have some kind of meaning from the artist.
It used to.
It used to have some kind of meaning.
Ask him now how many times he sits in the studio here. Okay, then we're going to start. First of all, sold so much dope. I'm out here crazy. And he's like, yeah, okay.
That's got to do your head in right, Lethal. After working with all those incredible artists, you just must be sitting here giving yourself an uppercut.
All right, okay, you so dope.
Yeah.
There's a listen, my favorite rapper right now is Drake.
Yeah. That's hers right there too.
You know what? Because she thinks he's a handsome guy.
She does. She likes Puerto Ricans as well. You don't like him anymore? You don't like
she
him?
likes Puerto Ricans.
Right. She does. Drake is Puerto Rican, right?
No, he's Jewish.
Oh, he's Jewish. Yeah. Who was the Puerto Rican guy that you liked, babe? I don't know. All right. My bad. I know it was some good-looking dude that I got jealous over. I'm not sure.
I like Drake because he's never said he's so dope.
Yeah.
He's never said he whooped somebody's ass.
Yeah.
He's always like, hey, we started from the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah.
That's the dopest.
Yeah.
Honest, right?
Yeah.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Yep. So what about Post Malone? You feeling that guy?
I haven't even heard. He just looks like a size. He's like another 6'9" type of guy, I think. I haven't even heard this really.
So you think it's another gimmick to the industry?
Yeah.
And gimmick meaning they're around for a small amount of time and then they're gone.
Yeah.
People that stand the test of times are people that you've worked with and people that you've worked with in the industry, music and the movie industry. You get a lot of these people that fly in today thinking that they're all this and that. It just shows me a little bit of lack of respect for the OGs, what brought them here. I mean, you look at people like Sammy Davis Jr. He opened the door for people to be able to walk through and be an entertainer. And remember, Sammy was performing in the days where he had to go and change in the bathroom because he wasn't allowed where everybody else was changing, but he'd be the star of the show.
Until Big Frank Sinatra said, fuck that. He goes in the back, we go in the back.
Exactly.
You motherfuckers with a chain. Frank Sinatra was not a joke.
No, he wasn't messing around either, man.
Joke. He's like, I don't give a fuck about that racism bullshit.
Yeah.
He's one of us.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, I played Frank Sinatra. I play Sammy Davis Jr. I mean, dope music. That's why I hate the term old school, and I hate the fact that they try to put rappers on a top 10 list. Like they asked Snoop to do a top 10 list, which I liked his top 10, but
Yeah.
like he was dead. I was like, yep. I actually liked this top 10 because it made sense.
Yeah.
But
was there anyone of today in his top 10?
No. LL's a monster.
Yeah.
But I don't think they never talk about the Rolling Stones like that.
Right.
Why? That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Why?
The whole term irrelevant came from the record companies.
Right.
What happened was when a group like the OJs were going to re-sign and get a better deal, they'd be like, "You guys are irrelevant. You guys can't get the same money." So they would put them down and say the new group, the whoever so and so, the Midnight Star, they the new. There was the OJs haven't stopped touring since the 70s.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like that irrelevant thing is a myth
Yeah.
in the groups, because if I hear Young MC one more time
Yeah. Right.
on a
Right.
trailer, yeah, he was on. It's like it's all art. It's all subjective.
Yeah.
But it's like you can't just because you're writing a rap magazine tell me that Melly Mel is irrelevant and we shouldn't listen to him. You can pick up a Melly Mel song and bump that all day long.
Right.
All the Ice Cube. I mean, Ed O.G. and the Bulldogs. I mean, at some point somebody got it right.
Right.
You know, Stevie Wonder is a freak of nature.
An absolute genius.
Freak of nature.
Unbelievable.
I mean, so how you can't categorize, you just have to enjoy it.
Yeah, that's right. It's nothing should be categorized. It's either you like it or you don't. And if you don't like it, oh well, that's good. I'm not telling you to like it, but I love it. So
I'm trying to hip you to some dope shit.
yeah, yeah.
Why? You know, okay, you can
Yeah.
listen to whatever. You can listen to that bullshit. I was telling people, Christina Aguilera is one of the best singers out there. And then I don't know what happened to her voice, but she was. I mean, her voice was crazy.
Yeah. But Britney was more successful.
Think about it.
Why is that?
I don't know, but Christina Aguilera, I remember her and Whitney Houston sang together, and Whitney was like, "Damn, this girl can sing."
Yeah. See, Whitney Houston's another goosebump singer. You know what I mean? Elvis Presley, when he sung My Way live.
That's funny you said that, right? Elvis Presley, Whitney Houston. You don't have a theory, right?
They're the same person?
I think. Now listen to me. Elvis Presley is Whitney Houston's natural father.
Because?
Well, I've never told to say this live because people think I'm crazy. Elvis Presley, it was a rumor that he loved black people. He grew up black. He grew up in Tupelo, Mississippi.
Absolutely. Where do you think a lot of his music style came from?
He would go to these little blues because he grew up around poor black people.
Yeah.
His father was put in jail as a kid for passing bad checks. He went on tour and he wanted that sound.
Right.
So he had these three black women called a Sweet Inspiration.
The gospel sound, right?
You know who's in that? You know who's in that group? Sissy Houston.
Is that right?
Come on now.
He would talk to her. Come on, Sissy.
In the records.
Yes,
Is that right?
that's right.
Heavy.
And there's another conspiracy theory I've got to go over with when I get home tonight.
If you do, if you go through the whole thing,
Right.
the whole thing.
Now, what was Whitney Houston's auntie's name? She also had Gloria.
No, her name is Come on, she's here.
Never
Dionne
thought-
Warwick.
Dionne Warwick.
Yes. San
No,
Jose.
I'll never love this way again. Oh, I keep holding on.
Oh no, she's phenomenal.
Unbelievable as well.
But
Wow, that's
Sissy-
really interesting.
Oh no, I think that's her dad. You know, they both died in the same place. Wow. You think I'm bullshit? I'm serious.
No, I don't. I'm enthusiastic about the statement. Wow.
If you do your research,
And actually, Thelma Houston is also her auntie. Whitney
wow.
Houston's auntie.
That we were just talking about.
Was Thelma in three? Was she in the?
Mississippi also.
But was she in the Sweet Sensation?
I don't know if she was. No, I don't think she
It
was.
was three black women, always backed
Elvis.
Elvis. and he got flack for it from his wife. They
Priscilla.
divorced.
See, one of my final questions was like, can you tell me a story that you probably never told on the media before? And I think you just did it right then. I just did it right then.
Elvis is Whitney's natural father.
Okay, so there you go, guys. You heard it right here on What Happens Here. You know, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well, also happens inside this podcast room as well. Faizon Love has just given me the exclusive. Elvis Presley is Whitney Houston's father.
That's what I think. People are going, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Faizon is crazy.
What am I hearing?
Do your
Do your diligence, research, and find out what's going on. Faizon, man. Well, you just my What Happens Here exclusive question. You just gave it. Man, I just want to say, first of all, thank you so much for you guys for coming in. This is our brand new venture. It's season 2 of our podcast.
Hey, this is dope. Where'd you guys get that?
It's all good, man. Hey, listen, I ain't playing around. I ain't playing around.
They're playing the big word. Corrupt wrote that.
Yeah, I ain't playing around. So you like that? That was my little touch.
I was like, what?
That's kind of like at the Oscars when they start playing the movie. It means we've got to hurry this shit up. But listen, Faizon, how was your experience here today?
Oh, this is awesome, man. You guys keep doing it. Keep doing it. And when you get your $100 million check, you know, you can still be cool.
I was going to say that there's going to be you're going to be always talked about forever because the first episode of season 2 was with Faizon Love. So I'm gonna when we break into this industry big time, you're absolutely going to be a big part of this. So I'll make sure I get that check over to you, homeboy.
All I ask is you put the studio on the first floor.
Oh man. Well, Faizon, thanks for popping in today, ladies and gentlemen. What happens here? Lethal and Faizon Love. Thank you, brother. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Nigga, say something. I'm in the ice cream truck with the